Hi, everybody. This is Dr. Kristy Taylor, and we are back for another episode of the CareerCoachRx Podcast. Now, we are called the WORxK Solutions CareerCoachRx Podcast, and we are so excited to have our guest today. We are going to be speaking with Mrs. Michelle Steiner. Miss Michelle was diagnosed with a learning disability in kindergarten, and she became an advocate for individuals with learning disabilities later on in life. She owns and operates MichelleMissions.net. And so we are very excited to have her on today because, as most of you know, we are moving into an initiative where we are really embracing our commitment to social impact, embracing DEIA. And so we want to feature those individuals who are serving as advocates and making a difference in the lives of the everyday person. So, Michelle, thanks for coming on today. We're excited to have you on. So please share with us a little bit about your journey.
Thank you so much for having me on. Yes, my journey with a learning disability started whenever I was in kindergarten. That's when I was first diagnosed. My teacher could see that I was really struggling in the very beginning with things such as tying my shoes and counting and dot-to-dot pages. I can remember that was a really big one. I would get a paper and I thought, oh, I did it right. And when I got it back, it wasn't correct. And my teacher noticed the academics and also the social aspect that I was struggling with. And she recommended to my parents that I get tested for having a learning disability. And sure enough, once I went through all the evaluations, they found out that I do indeed have a learning disability. During that time, nobody really gave a specific name for it. It was learning disabilities were an umbrella term. The only thing they knew is I was not going to be a mathematician in kindergarten. The school psychologist figured that out pretty quick. And I can just remember it was really difficult for me in the very beginning. I had to repeat kindergarten. The following year, I had to go to a different school in our district that still was a public school. And I can just remember feeling really frustrated when I was a small child. I just wanted to learn like my peers and be accepted. And that was hard too. Being that it was a small school district, I couldn't hide. I couldn't blend in with everybody else. Everybody saw that I went to learning support. So the bullying started really early. And I can just remember when I was young, it was, okay, you're not my friend, or I don't want you to play on the playground. But when I got older, it got a lot worse. School got easier for me, though, academically as I went throughout the years. I can remember they found out pretty early that I could read and I could speak very well. So they put me in regular ed for reading, science, and social studies. And I went to learning support for having supports when I took a test. I had extended test time. They read the test aloud to me, and that really helped me to be able to process the information. By the time I was in high school, I was in all regular ed classes except for math and a resource room. Now, socially, it got a lot harder because the bullying really intensified. And I can remember one of the things that helped me was I found a group that was just right outside of our school district that they worked on things with writing and art and all kinds of stuff like that. And I started to find acceptance with people that, didn't know me since I was in kindergarten. And that also led me to my adult writing group today. I still hang out with these people 20 some years later, and they got to see me grow as a writer and as a person. One of the things, though, that also was really significant during my teen years was with my post-secondary goals. I knew that I wanted to go to college and I wanted to work with kids, but I was hesitant because of having a learning disability. And I wasn't alone in that fear. I had a learning support teacher who told me, I don't think you can go to college because of your math ability. And she suggested a trade school. Nothing at the trade school interested me. And I got connected with Office for Vocational Rehabilitation. And they said, okay, college looks like that's a possibility. We'll start out at a community college. But in order to get tested for having one, and to get all the services that I needed, I had to go through the testing once again. And I've never been a great test taker. And the psychiatrist who evaluated me said, well, based on your scores, you're most likely not going to go beyond a community college. And that was really difficult to hear that as a young person that was just ready to enter college.